All right, so Independence Day. I have to ask first off, what was you guys' experience with the first film?
Man, with the first film, when it first came out, I was 3.5. You know
Just
what I
a
mean?
young baby.
Yeah, it was like, no recollection of that. But I remember the first time that I actually did see the film that I remember seeing it, I kind of just remember being really confused quite often. There's like a bunch of stuff happening and it's just like a whole lot, you know what I mean? It's hard to wrap your head around. It's the same thing like with this film. It's so big, so much going on, so fast. It's evolving. It's almost like this living, breathing thing as you're watching it. It's going to be difficult for people to wrap their heads around it. And one of my most memorable scenes from when I watched when I was younger was when the president kind of hears of all this alien stuff that's been going on at Area 51, and he goes and visits the site, and the scientists are explaining like what's been happening, and I was just as confused as he was. He's like, wait a minute, what? And I'm sitting there watching like, wait a minute, what? Can I go? Like, that's me.
Yeah, I saw it for the first time when I was probably about 10. And my dad was the one who was a really big fan, so he wanted to show me the film. And I remember having a huge crush on Jeff Goldblum and thinking Will Smith was so badass when he punched the alien. That's vivid in my head, those things. Yeah.
So you guys now are the next generation. I mean, both of you guys have like a familial connection. Your characters have a familial connection to these characters. What is it like for you picking up the mantle from Will Smith? Is there any pressure?
For me as a person or the character? Like both?
Both. Probably for both.
Will Smith has been like my career idol 15 years now. So to step into this role, there's a little bit of pressure, which was, luckily was lifted by Roland and like the cast from the original film who were just saying like, yo, just trust it, man, you got it. There's nothing to be worried about. The film's gonna be great. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, great. Then if you guys feel that way, I trust your opinion. And then for Dylan, having grown up under the limelight of his father, he's dealing with people kind of just seeing as how he's followed in the same line of work. They're kind of just like, okay, your dad saved the world. What are you going to do? And he has to have that conversation quite often of people saying like, oh man, welcome to wherever. Last time your dad was here, he did this, and he's just like, all right, guys, I'm here too, and there's pressure, and then there's a little bit of like uneasiness just having to always constantly be related to him, but at the same time he's very, very proud of everything that his dad has done and extremely happy that his dad has kind of helped him get to where he is now in the film.
Now you also have another familial connection, which is your mom is Vernita Green. I can't help but I have to. That's who she'll always be to me.
Does she know you called her that?
Oh, I called her that as soon as I met her.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So funny.
She's awesome. What's it like working with her? That's gotta be.
She was motherly on and off camera. I can tell you, man. She was very, very supportive, of me playing this role, and she was such a genuine person, and she was very, very helpful and a great talent, like beautiful person, beautiful actress, and just kind of coming in and being able to do these scenes. There was a few times where I was like, wow, man, I'm really like playing Vivica Fox's son right now, like this is happening. And then, at the same time, there was those moments where she would kind of come in and just be like, you ready to do this? All right, let's go. And then she's on, and I'm like, okay, you're right. Let me step up to the plate and not make you look bad, So there was that, but I think it worked out well.
Now, Maika, you are the former president's daughter, and he's not in the greatest place right now. So what is it like for your character dealing with that?
In the beginning of the film, you see that my father's having these visions, and so I have to give up some things, being a fighter pilot, to take care of him. So that's not easy.
So, in addition to that, where has your character gone? So, I mean, the last time we saw her, she was just a child in the first film, and now you're all grown up. So, where do we find your character now?
Well, you meet her. She's working in the White House with first female president, which is pretty cool. She works. She's writing the speeches for Sela, and then she's also a fighter pilot. So, not until about the second half of the movie do you get to see her kick some serious butt.
So, we can expect that you are going to be kicking some butt.
Yes.
All right, good. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
It feels like they're kind of holding that back based on what we've seen so far, but at the same time, you kind of get that feeling. So
Yeah, well, I will confirm. Yeah, there's some
There's some
good
serious
there's some good
alien
stuff.
butt
Yeah.
kicking that happens. Some serious alien butt
Yes.
kicking.
So Roland Emmerich is obviously he's been making these kinds of films his whole career. For you guys, like just being on the set and seeing all of that stuff, what is that experience like? Just walking on set and being surrounded by all that stuff.
I mean, you have to pinch yourself. It's it's such a massive scale. So I don't know. You feel quite small sometimes. I don't know.
You do. It's that moment when you're standing beside the ocean and you're like, wow. And the ocean in this case being like this incredibly large blue room. And you're just like this. I had this video on my phone that I kind of just took like a full 360 view so my friends could see me standing like alone in this huge stage. Yeah, I look like an ant. And like the ceiling is blue, the walls, the ground, like everything. And you can only try to imagine what the world will look like in that moment. But at the same time, it's just like the world is your oyster. You're in this huge playground and you can do whatever you want. So it's so much fun. It's great.